A strong comeback to kick things off here at Blast World Final. Are you delighted with the performance?
Yeah, so far we came out really well. First map, obviously we didn't start off really strong, but we were kind of just sleeping. And then the next two maps, I think we played pretty dominantly. Anubis, that was our first game on it, 100% win rate, so that feels pretty good for us. And third map, Mirage, that's both of our teams really confident maps. So I'm really happy that we dominated honestly on it.
Is it too early to play CSGO for you guys at this point of time?
Is it what?
Is it too early to play? You said you were sleeping on Inferno. Was it too early for you guys?
No, it's just making sure that we have enough energy for those matches. There was definitely a lack of comms for a lot of our standard rounds, and we were just missing things. Our T-side was way more disjointed because there's just less information going out there and getting organized. For whatever reason, it's just person by person.
First thoughts after playing Anubis in an official map.
Anubis is really, really fun. I liked it a lot when it first came out. It's just a lot better than Vertigo and Ancient was when they first came out. The base standard is really, really good, and I think it's fun. I think the rotations are really fun. Of course, there's going to be little changes they're going to need to make here and there, but it's at a really good spot.
Can you try to walk me through what you're doing as a team when there's a new map implemented into the competitive pool in terms of preparation, all that?
Yeah, so first thing is we want to replicate as many calls and position names as possible compared to other maps. So if we have a right side of one spot is named something on another map, then we try to replicate that, and that's how all of our comms are across all maps. So we have a visual aid of how it is on other maps to make it easier to get used to position names. And then for the strat book, we have to kind of just theory how we want our main two defaults to be, and how we want to play off of certain utility, and just make very similar calls that we have on other maps, because CS is CS, and we're gonna just have standard types of calls that we can make across other maps onto Anubis as well. And that's pretty much what we did.
Do you think it will be a map you will look more into in terms of picking it and be a focus point for you guys?
Yeah, so coming into the tournament, it's very tough to pick the new map that nobody has information on. So now we're at a disadvantage compared to other teams because they see how we play. Now they can prep for us. They can be very specific because we obviously don't have a huge strat book. Nobody does on Anubis. So if you can have the information to be able to counter the limited strat books that people have, then obviously it's going to be very tough for us. But it's kind of just having to depend team by team. I know that some teams are more comfortable on Anubis just based off of practice and what we've kind of seen here and there. So yeah, we'll just have to see case by case. But honestly, I love the map. I hope that people pick it just because I think it's fun.
I want to also talk about the M4 versus the silenced M4. You were picking the M4. What are your thoughts about that?
So I initially thought that the A1 was going to just be better, where the economy of it being 2900. I've definitely seen it in a couple of rounds where I've had to go for a FOMS, or I've had to make the decision where I'm do I want an A4 and just a smoke, or an A4 and just a smoke flash, whereas if I had an A1, I would have way more utility. So I thought that it was going to be way more difficult to play with the A4 compared to the A1, but when I swapped to the A4 on one of the scrim days, I just felt it was a lot stronger, and I just feel I'm getting way more kills than I did before, a lot more stronger kills and spray transfers, and I just feel there's more that you can do with it, because a lot of my fights are medium to longish range. Most of them are over the 4 body shot A1 kill spot for 500 units. So for me, I think that getting the A4 is a lot better. I think that it kills a lot faster, and it just feels better overall.
Do you think we will see more pro players do the same as you?
I think so. I think that most people are going to have the A4. I think that people can play case by case basis if they play a map where they play really close range. You can get the statistics for that super easy of where your fights are, or if you're playing really close range stuff like Inferno Banana or Sight Nuke, or just anywhere where you're having really close range engagements, then I think it makes a lot of sense to play A1. Or if you're an opper, I think it makes sense because 2900, maybe it makes a difference in a lot of rounds. But I think the majority of riflers, I'd be surprised if they didn't go on the A4.
In terms of confidence and future matches here in the event, how important is it for you guys to hit the ground running with a win?
I think that it's pretty important. I think our expectations are for us to make semifinals. We're already one step of the way there. We're guaranteed quarters now because we won one match. So we just want to make sure that we end this year as strong as possible. We haven't had like the results that we would have desired from the last couple tournaments, and we have high expectations for ourselves. So we want to end as strong as we can, and I'm happy that after that first map we were able to like kick it into high gear, and we even started mounting a comeback on the first map, and that's what we said. Like we were down 13-2, and we were just saying, let's just try to get as many rounds as we can. Even if we lose this map, let's give it a fight. Just don't let them have it easy, and I think that really helps for the next maps.